Probably the video is not exactly great, but I hope the audio makes it right. So, why am I filming this video at this hour in the night? And why is it so important what I have to say? Maybe you caught some headlines in the international news, maybe not. But the situation in Romania is just beyond description. So everything I've said so far is pretty much fake, is pretty much false. Romania has done something absolutely unbelievable. It's beyond the words, it's beyond description. So I'm doing this ad hoc video on this Monday morning. Um, it's really beyond words. So it's it's hard to describe actually what has been going on in the past hours. So essentially, for my followers, I'd like to say that you've probably seen some headlines in the international press. Romania has pretty much defected the NATO camp in a manner that is quite unbelievable. So I'm also at a loss for words. It's hard for me to describe what actually took place because I also have no idea. I was rooting for a candidate, as I was telling you in the past video. Romania was having these presidential elections. There was a chance that maybe a sovereigntist candidate would make the second round. A candidate that has its own party, and he's basically the one that I was rooting for because, yeah, well, it's hard to say that he was a sovereigntist candidate, but he did put up some conditions regarding the support for Ukraine and for Romania's involvement in the war. But things really escalated, so things really went way beyond what I was expecting. So the candidate that won first place in the Romanian presidential elections is a guy that nobody really knows anything about, except for the fact that he was against the vaccine campaign during the pandemic, and also that he's pretty much against Romania's involvement in the war. So as far as I'm concerned, he's a really good candidate. But nobody really saw this coming. So everybody that was kind of hoping for some sort of compromise between Romania's status in NATO and what the majority of the Romanian people want, did not really expect that the candidate that won first place in the Romanian elections, or even second place, so as to qualify in the final round, it would be something like this guy. So actually, I even have no idea what the international press is writing about. Probably it's something like Romania is defecting the NATO camp. Romania elected this Putin puppet or something like this, far-right Romanian nationalist. Probably this is what the international press is writing about. I did not really bother to check it out, but this is probably what the story is like. It's a surprise even for me. So even though I thought I was somehow connected to the sovereigntist camp, I now realize that I had no idea what the Romanian people were voting for. So whatever you see in the international press is probably true. I will have to come back and do a more serious update, but as far as things are concerned right now, I was just celebrating with some friends of mine, so we were hoping that a sovereignist candidate would make it into the second round, but we did not really expect such a huge victory. So, and we did not actually expect this guy. So there was another sovereignist candidate that pretty much promised that there would be some conditionalities regarding the aid towards Ukraine, but we did not expect that this other guy who completely won the Romanian elections would make it this far. This guy is everything that the NATO establishment definitely hates. So he's against the European Union, he's against NATO, he is far right in the sense that he is an apologist of the Romanian regimes of the 1930s and the 1940s, and he's also an admirer of Putin. So it's like any label that you can have on this guy, it's actually true. And I don't really know, so I'll just have to wake up tomorrow morning and have a clearer idea about how things go regarding this candidate. But yeah, apparently he's the next president of Romania, which brings a lot of new questions, like, will he exit NATO? Will he exit the European Union? Most probably. Will he, I don't know, declare war on Ukraine? It is a possibility. So we actually don't know anything about this guy. The Romanians elected him like in a landslide, but we don't really know what he wants to do, and it's really, 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 really hard to say anything about what the future might bring. What is certain is that this guy definitely delivered a huge surprise to to the whole of the Romanian society, and probably we are witnessing some sort of a revolution. It's hard for me to say anything beyond that because I'm at a loss for words. I thought I was somehow a part of the sovereigntist bubble, but apparently I wasn't, because I was also not privy to this piece of information that this guy will make it into the second round, and also like from the first position. So this being said, I'll just have to come back to you guys tomorrow once things start settling. But still, I'm a bit afraid of checking out the international news because I was not hoping for a sovereignty surprise in Romania. Nobody saw it coming because there are no proxies through which you can get the idea that something like this would come. Like the opinion polls, the exit polls that were given after the election, also the opinion polls throughout the electoral campaign. Um, this guy also has no party behind him, so everything is very, very murky. I can imagine that I can understand why the Romanians voted for him, because of course he was against the vaccines, the vaccine mandates, like most of Romanians. Like Romania is one of these countries which did not actually um take the vaccines for the propaganda behind them. So the majority of the Romanian population were quite against, and also the war in Ukraine. Most of the Romanian population is against Romania's involvement in it, but apparently there is a quite strong, um, Romanian undercurrent that was not caught by any opinion polls, there was so much against that they were willing to go with a candidate that did not really advertise himself, did not really issue forth some sort of program. It's very, very hard to say anything right now, so we're really in murky waters. But as far as I'm concerned, the majority of the Romanian people delivered a huge blow to the establishment. So this far, I think everybody can agree with that the result was completely unexpected. Now, from this point onwards, I have no idea if this guy will actually be allowed to take office. He is beyond any kind of scripts, any kind of prognosis. So what I'd like to say so far is that the Romanians really delivered a huge blow to the NATO and EU establishment, but it is so far too strong of a blow to actually categorize it. So my idea would be that it's best to just wait and to see what tomorrow brings, because today has been very, 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 very chaotic, and it's just because Romania is such an important country on the eastern front of NATO, and it has such a strong position in NATO's eastern flank. This kind of result really upsets kind of everything regarding the strategies made involving Romania. But given that this guy has nothing behind him and he's not really he just represents a majority of the people's will, but he doesn't really have a party behind him or something like this, it's hard to say if this will actually translate into something. So I'll get back to you guys. So far, the only thing I can say is that yes, the Romanians really made history regarding their decision at the polls today. It's hard to say if this will actually translate into some sort of actionable stuff, but so far so good. What can I say? So until next time, I'll just leave you with this clip, and let's hope for the best. Bye.